This story I do not share lightly.
Oh.
Okay, when this happened, I said, tell nobody. I kept it repressed until I wanted to make my girlfriend laugh, and then I told it to her. So this is the second time I've ever told this story.
Oh, let's go.
And we're going all the way back to the 5th grade. And I have more memories from the 5th grade than I do my last semester of college. So much shit just happened that year. And it's not like I peaked in the 5th grade because I was the class clown in the 6th grade. I was voted class clown. That's when I peaked. But the 5th grade, so much shit just happened. That's where I met you. We both just moved to that school that year, except I moved over the summer. So I was there the first day of school. You joined like halfway into when did you join?
It was about halfway through.
It was about halfway through? Okay.
I don't know what you did without me.
I could, dude. Okay, well, actually, before Jason, I had 2 friends. I was part of a little trio. Okay, so there was me, and there was this. I'm not gonna even use a fake name for him because I think this is a fake name. His name was DJ, and he had a mullet.
Oh, that's
it was like
sick.
a hard mullet. I don't want you to think like I'm just kind of like it wasn't a Gen Z mullet where the sides are shaved. This was straight like Joe Dirt. Business in the front, party in the back. His hair was longer than most of the girls. Then the other guy I was always hanging out with. Now you give me a fake name. Anything. Give me a real rough name. It was a very short. It was a man's name.
Let's go with David.
Perfect. That's a man's name.
David.
We're going to talk all about him afterwards. He was honest to God, my hero. He was the funniest dude ever. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And just to describe you what he looked like, if you go on your phone and you look up honey bun head kid, it was a meme a while ago. I remember when I saw this.
Wait, what is it? Honey bun?
Look at honey bun head kid. When it's not the kid with the red beanie, it's the other one. When that meme came out, I was like, holy crap. I was like, that looks like David. When that came out, I was like, is that a picture of David? That kid, he looks like him. Is it the right one? It's not the red beanie one. There's like a baby with a red beanie that comes up.
It's the one he's like.
It's a really sweet looking kid. Yeah, it's that one. Okay, it's a really sweet looking kid. So that's what he looked like. What else happened 5th grade? Oh, puberty video. Do you remember when they would show, I don't know if you were here for that, but there was this puberty video that they would make you watch. I think everyone had to watch in the 5th grade where the teacher would be like, oh, all the guys in this class and all the girls in that class. And, they put on the video for you and it's like, your body's going through changes and they dim the lights, all that shit. I remember after the video, they handed out pamphlets. And before they were even done handing them out to the entire class, I hear like in the back of the room, like, hey, yo, there's a PP on page 4. And everyone flips to page 4. And all I'm saying is that how fucked up was it? I'm not offering a solution. How fucked up was it that they put, like it says, average human penis, and they put like a fully erect man's dick right there. It had hair all over it. And all these 5th grade boys are looking at it and being like, I don't look anything like that. I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, I'm never going to please a woman. I'm never going to have a girlfriend. Mine doesn't look anything like that, right? That was so fucked up. And I'm looking at everyone like, can you believe this? And then all it takes is one kid to be like, my dick's like double the size of that one. And then all the kids like, what? No, my dick's like 4 times the size of that one. And I was gullible as shit. I was like, oh my God, really? Mine doesn't look anything like that. Mine's like a quarter the size of that thing. And I looked over at my friend David and I was like, dude, can you believe this? And he's like, dude, I can't believe they put such a tiny dick in our pamphlets. My dick's like 5 times the size of that. And I was like, oh my God. Like I was gullible, right? Because I was a very sincere kid. I was like, man, this fucking sucks. I'm going to go home and hang myself.
Bro, I'm trying to drink my water. You can't be dropping these bombs on me.
5th grade was rough. Body's going through changes, okay? Here's the meat of the story. One time, we're in the music room. Do you remember when like you had to travel to a different room? We all sit crisscross applesauce. It was a giant circle, and we all had our recorders. And it was like hot cross buns.
Oh, God, yes. I remember the recorder times.
Yeah, so remember you had to give $6 to your music teacher, and if you didn't, you had to play off the community recorder.
It was $6.
I said, I remember my stories. So we're in class, and then all of a sudden, David like raises his hand. He's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And the teacher, and unlike your story, teacher goes, okay, well, you got to take a buddy. Okay? Listen to the last episode where Jason lost a kid.
It wasn't my fault entirely.
Okay, good.
Yes, it was.
So David raises his hand and he's all like, I gotta go to the bathroom. Music teacher goes like, okay, well, you gotta take a buddy. You can't go alone. Mm-hmm. And David goes, Curtis, will you come with me? And I was like, cool. I was picked by my friend. I feel awesome. So we're going to the bathroom and he's kind of giving me like mischievous eyes. I was like, what is this fucking player?
Oh, no.
Like, what is he hiding? Right? What's going on here? But I didn't think anything of it really. But he was acting suspicious is all I have to say.
Yeah.
We go to the bathroom, typical boys bathroom. You go in there, you turn a couple corners, everything's lined with tiles. If you just enter, the entire left wall is just blank, but on the right, closest to you are like some sinks, a little beyond that, some urinals, and a little beyond that, 2 stalls. Mm-hmm. I stand by the doorway. I don't have to pee. David goes all the way to the last stall.
Okay.
A little weird, but I was like, we're in the 5th grade. He's probably hiding. Apparently he's got a giant dick. So I don't know if he's hiding it or something. So he's in the bath. He's going in there and his piss is sounding like psst, psst. Like his piss is holding back laughter. He's going psst, psst. And I'm like, oh my God, we're in the 5th grade. We should not be passing kidney stones. Are you okay in there, David? And it's psst, psst. And then the stall opens up and I'm like, whoa. Like I didn't hear the psst. And then the zip. I didn't hear any of that. I hear psst. And the stall opens up. And the door slowly creaks open. David sticks his eyes out, that big old honey bun head of his. First, I see his eyes, and dude, he looks fucking possessed. His eyes don't look like his. They look like they're rolling back in his head, like he has a different look in them. And he's looking at me like evil. And I go, what the fuck's going on, David? And then he walks out the rest of his body, and his pants are like around his knees, and he's holding his pee-pee. And then I'm like, what the fuck? And my only thought is I go like, your dick's not big. He starts pissing and he's across the entire bathroom. He's at the very back wall. He pisses a full arc. It lands right on my gut and he douses. Dude, I never told anybody this. It douses my gut to my mid-thigh. He's pissing and I'm going, what the heck? What the heck? Stop it. I'm putting my hands up trying to block the piss. It felt like forever, but it was probably like 4 seconds. I'm like, what the heck? And then instantly, like, I'm looking in his eyes and then David comes back. His eyes roll back from the back of his head. He goes like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. He's like, what the hell just happened? I'm covered in piss. And he's like, I don't know why I did that. Oh my God. And then he hides his dick and he pulls his pants up. He's like, I don't know why I did that. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh my God, David. And I'm like, one, we're 5th graders. We don't know anything. We are so uneducated. We think we just had sex. Okay. So he's like, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know what to do. And I go, David, listen to me. I become Mike Irwintrout from Breaking Bad. I smack him. David, listen to me. Here's what's going to happen. Okay. I'm going to take this jacket that I'm wearing around my waistband. I'm going to put it up and then we're going to go over to the sink and he's crying. He's like, okay. And I'm like, David, stick with me. Listen, I'm going to go to the sink. I'm going to splash some water on me from the sink to hide the piss. And then when we go back to class, if anybody asks, the sinks were faulty and I got water on me. And he's like, okay. Then we walk back to class. I know what you're thinking. Like, should you be mad? Should you pee back on him? I don't know what 5th grade hormones, man. He got possessed by the puberty monster. Okay. We don't know what was happening. There was a big flash of like 10 seconds. We go back to the music room. I'm holding up my store. I got my jacket zipped up on a hot summer day and we sit down. And as I'm walking in, I'm like, man, the sinks were faulty. And that was so weird. The sink spread all over me. And I sit back down. The music teacher's like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, no one knows a thing.
That was so smooth.
And then one kid's all like, smells like pee.
Yeah,
my name's Curt.
I'm Jason.
And you're listening to Bird Bones. I didn't mean to talk over your joke real fast. What were you going to say?
I don't even know what I was going to say. I think I was going to say, yeah, the piss just came back through the toilet and out the sink. I don't know what happened.
We accidentally peed on each other?
See, he was aiming for my mouth. And then... Dude, how the fuck did you never tell me that?
Dude, I never told anybody that. Those are my most like repressed memories. This is before, like, if this should happen today, I would call you immediately and tell you.
Yeah, dude, I would have known before it even happened.
Yeah.
You would have texted me and be like, hey, yo, David just asked me to go to the bathroom with him. Stand by. Like,
I would have snuck a picture in of his honey bun head.
I think the more I think about it, I'm not sure if I was there for the 5th grade puberty lesson. I think I skipped because I was in private school before that in a different city. And then I think I just got thrown straight into the sex talk.
Oh my God, you never got the puberty video?
I don't think I did.
How do you think that affects you today? Do you know where babies come from?
Dude, I've been trying to figure that out for a while. Can you tell me?
I'll send you the video. I'll send you the puberty video.
Dude, I think this was before I moved to the same school as you. In fact, this was like 2 moves before that. But I had this friend, we'll call him Dylan. Like, we were like, this was like the Curtis before Curtis. Like, we were the best buds.
There was a before Curtis?
Yeah, there was before Curtis.
There was no before Jason, but okay, go off.
If it makes you feel any better, you're the only one I still talk to.
Thank you.
Actually,
before Jason, I was getting pissed on.
I'm sorry. Actually, Wesley was the original before Curtis, and I still talk to him.
I'm just here to be used, I guess. Okay, go off.
Anyways,
I'm the only loyal one.
So I went to Dylan's house all the time. And like we would have sleepovers and all this stuff. We'd talk about Megan Fox and how we wish that we could sleep with her.
Transformers?
Dude, Transformers.
Is this okay? Yeah, we all had those feelings. Okay, good.
I think like Selena Gomez was probably brought up a few times. Dude, one night we're getting ready for bed, I think. We were in his room. We were laying in the bed. I think we were like playing on our phones or I don't remember what technology we had, but we were
Nintendo DSs.
I might have had a DS. That sounds about right. And I was like, hey, I need your Wi-Fi password. He's like, oh, it's on the router in the living room. And I was like, okay, let's go get it. So he finds a flashlight. This is like before you could just do it on your phone. His parents, for context, his parents' room is literally perpendicular to his room. Like it's on the like
far away or close?
Close.
Perpendicular is the worst word to use. I am more confused.
Sorry, if it's a corner, his room's on the right, theirs is straight at the end of the hall.
Okay.
And they sleep with the door open.
Oof.
So they can hear everything. So we've been being quiet and I'm like, I really want the Wi-Fi password. So he finds a flashlight. We walk down the hall all quiet. We get into the living room. He turns on the flashlight. We got the router pulled out of the TV stand and we're looking at the back, writing it down or whatever, like trying to figure it out. Out of nowhere, we hear like footsteps like shh, shh, shh behind us. And then we turn around and Dylan turns around with the flashlight and it's his dad, butt naked, dick and balls, eye level. This is the first time I've ever seen a man's penis in my life. Dude, and it was right there. It's like 5 inches from my face. And he's like, what are you guys doing? And I'm like, going back to bed. I'm going home. I was not doing a damn thing.
His dad wasn't like, I forgot my pants. Like, this is embarrassing. He just
he slept naked.
And he approached kids naked.
Dude, we're in the living room on our hands and knees with a flashlight, looking at the password, and then we hear footsteps come up behind us, and we turn around, and just the flashlight whips the light, and all I see is just this like 8-inch dong just dangling in front of my face. Guy was packing, bro.
Dude, good for Dylan's dad.
Bro, he was also the first person I ever heard say the word fuck.
Whoa.
Yeah. I learned a lot from Ian's dad. Wait, I learned a lot from Dylan's dad. Dad's name was Ian.
Oh my God. See, we've both been affected and we didn't tell each other.
Yeah. So anyways, back to the 5th grade. You had something that you wanted to tell me.
Yes. Okay. Because last
week,
week
I've been waiting.
I was talking to my mom. I love my mom. Shout out my mom.
Oh, I love my mom.
And she was saying something.
Shout out to you, Mom.
Also, shout out Jason's mom. She's cool.
Mom, if you're listening, turn it off.
A little too late for that. Dylan's dad did what?
Yeah. So anyways, this guy's dick was in my mouth. Mom, you need to turn off the podcast right now. This is not good. Anyways, sorry.
I was gonna say, I was talking to my mom and she was talking about the 5th grade and I don't remember all of our teachers' names. I remember I never really got along with my English teacher. So this is about my English teacher. I never got along with any English teachers. I hate the whole language.
Was it Miss Gear or was that math?
That was math.
That was math. Okay.
I liked Miss Gear. I have another story about her. Okay, so but our English teacher though, Mrs. We'll call her Miss Hunt. Okay, Mrs. I don't know if she was married or not. And I was talking to my mom, and she was telling me that she at a parent-teacher conference, she was talking to Miss Hunt, and apparently she got along with her because she's also from California. They're talking about the Californian, how much Texas and California schools are different. But then what really made me happy is that she was saying like, oh, like, you know, Curtis is great in class. And there's this new kid that is here. And I sat them next to each other because I really think they would become good friends.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I thought it was going to be bad.
No, dude, isn't that the sweetest thing ever? I remember,
bro,
dude, she called it.
I literally, I've been
she's my favorite
anxious
teacher
about you telling me this news because I was like, oh, dude, they were going to say like this new kid came in and like I sat him next to Curtis and God, they're a distraction. That was the rest of our time in school together.
Yeah, that was the second parent-teacher conference. But the first one, she's all like, there's these 2 new kids. They're both from different places. I think they would become good friends.
What a legend.
The first bird bones enthusiast.
I want to thank her.
Speaking of Miss Gear, though, our math teacher, I remember she was my favorite. I've always loved math teachers because, you know, I love math. It's so funny how like this is important. If you ever want to become a teacher, whoever's out there, if you ever become a teacher, just know kids are stupid, okay? Because my favorite teacher of all time was Mrs. Gear over that grade, because there's like we had 3 teachers. We also had a science teacher. But the math teacher, I loved her, loved math, always got along with it. It was perfect, except like all it took was like one time. All it takes is like one time for you to kind of yell at a kid, and I'm like, I hate you forever. One time we're playing with like peanut M&Ms or something with like peanuts or some kind of allergy with them, and like color. We're probably gonna make pie charts or graphs or whatever.
Yeah.
And then she reaches in the cupboard. She's like, "Oh, before I get these out, does anyone have a peanut allergy?" And then I remember me and a couple other kids, because what kids do, we lean over to our friend. We go, "Dude, did you know I have a allergy to seafood?" Or we say whatever. And like before I even got my thing out, I was like, "Did you know I'm allergic to?" She goes, "I don't care what you're allergic to. Is anybody here allergic to peanuts? That's all I need to know." And I was like, I know, yay, Curt. Yelled at me. And I was like, from that day, I was like, I hate you.
She changed gears on me.
But all it took was like finding out that our English teacher was super chill.
Dude, I can't even remember a face for the English teacher.
I believe she had blonde hair. What's it called when you dye your hair? I believe it was like brunette, but she had blonde highlights, yellow highlights.
Okay.
Does that help?
Nope.
I think she had glasses. I remember another story from her. I remember I like impressing teachers. One time she showed a picture of something on TV on projector, and I went like, "That guy looks like Weird Al Yankovic." And she paused everything and went, "How the hell do you know who Weird Al Yankovic is?" And I remember that, and I was like, "Oh, I impressed an adult with my knowledge of something old." I was like, "Dude, I was hot shit for the rest of the day." I was like, "Yeah, I also listened to My Chemical Romance." That didn't impress her so much, though.
Oh my god. She's like, "No, that band sucks."
I wrote down all my 5th grade memories.
So tell me more about David.
Dude. Okay, there was a girl in our class, fake name. I know it began with an A, so if you do that, bonus points.
Amber.
Amber, okay. There was this girl named Amber, and David had a crush on her, but David didn't do what other 5th graders did. Like, if you have a crush on someone, you're supposed to hold that deep inside you, and you're supposed to try to talk to them as much as you can. David would be like across the room, be like, "Hey, Amber, I love you." And he had so much like charisma, and Amber would be like, "Hi," like she'd be like, "Stop." She'd be laughing, and I was like, how do you do that? Like, how do you have this much confidence in 5th grade? He would be slipping her notes like, "Will you be my Valentine?" And then Amber would be like, "No, stop it. I think she was like, I have a boyfriend." 5th grade. She's like, "I have a boyfriend," whatever. She'd be like, "No, stop it." And Dave would be flirting with her. He'd be give her extra Valentine's Day gifts all the time. I remember going home to my mom and being like, how does he doing that? I can't believe he has like I was just baffled. I'm still baffled to this day. My mom's like, "That kid's gonna go far." Then he moved in the 6th grade, so I don't know how far he went. David, if you're listening, I love you. I hope you got Amber. I hope you got the girl of your dreams.
David and Amber.
Want to hear another David story?
Yes.
Dude, 5th grade science project. It was just like the most like charismatic kid ever. That's like the most important thing. Like every single day he'd be flirting with this girl, and I was like, I can't believe you're doing that. We're like 5th graders. Science fair. It was like, it wasn't science fair. It was like a group project, science class. He's just like, "Oh, you guys get in groups of 3 or whatever. Everyone has to like come up with a hypothesis, has to test their theory, has to note their stuff, whatever." And I got with my little trio, me, DJ, and David. And what we wanted to test, and honestly, this is not bad. We came up with this. What explodes more, Mentos and Diet Coke or Mentos and regular Coke? Like, you know what I mean? Like when you put Mentos in Coke and it shoots up.
Yeah.
So we split up all of the ingredients amongst ourselves. I was like, "Oh,
yeah,
I'm going to get the Mentos. DJ will get the Diet Coke. And David will get the regular Coke."
Mhm.
And the day of the experiment, we show up. Teacher's like, "Are we going to go outside and do this?" And I'm like, "Yep." And I'm like, "Did you guys get all the stuff?" And then we're all dumb 5th graders. I'm going to say it. I fucked up. DJ was the only one who's like, "Yes, here is a normal serving size of Diet Coke. Here's like 24 ounce bottle of Diet Coke." And I was like, "Okay, well, the dollar store didn't have regular Mentos, so I got fruit Mentos." "David, what do you have?" And he pulls out, he's like, "Okay, so," and he's leaning into his backpack. He's like, "My mom said," and I quote, "I'm not going to buy you a Coke just to explode for class. Just use what we have in the fridge." And he pulls out like a half drink and 2 liter of Coke.
My mom said, and I quote, "I'm not gonna buy you."
And I'm like, the soda's flat. We can't use this. And teacher, it was like the only day we could do. It was the last day of the experiment or whatever. So to make it all even as we could, we pour them in graduated cylinders to make it all the same amount because the Coke was different, whatever I was all drinking out of.
Yeah.
And then like none of it exploded. I put Fruity Mentos in flat Coke and I was like, something seems to have went wrong.
The answer is neither explode.
Neither explode.
Did I ever tell you about the time that I bought a girlfriend?
What?
I think this was the 5th grade. It was before I moved there, though. Was I a player in the 4th grade?
Well, not if you had to buy a girlfriend.
This was before I moved to your school. So this new girl moved to town, and her sister were twins.
Identical
twins.
Making sure. People go, fraternal. That's boring to me.
Like, I got them confused. Courtney and Patricia. If you're listening, hit me up. So they moved to our school, and I had classes with Courtney. And I was like, I like her. Like, I want to ask her out. And I couldn't, I never really, I'm not like David. I was like, I love you. But I wouldn't say it across the class, So I never really mustered up the courage to ask her out. Well, I had a friend, we'll call him Jonathan. I was a little bit chubbier, blonde head kid, a little bit shorter. He's like tall, skinny, cool haircut, blonde head kid. Like he's the sport model of me. Dude, he was the kid that like taught me how to draw titties. So I have a crush on this Courtney girl. This is like a week into her being there. Like it wasn't long. And like we go to gym and I like look over and I see Jonathan and Courtney hula hooping together. And I'm like, what? No, my friend dating the girl that I have a crush on?
He backstabbed you.
What is this? She doesn't know I exist and he doesn't know I have a crush on her? How could this possibly happen? So they were a thing for maybe a week or two. And then I finally decided.
Romance.
I finally decided, I was like, man, they're not going to break up. I have to do something. So to set up this part of the story, for our good behavior, the teacher would give us like fake money and we could use that to buy prizes.
Oh, nice.
Like little toys and stuff in her gift shop. Which thinking back to it, I'm like, that's pretty damn cool. Like good on that teacher. So we're in this class and I'm like, so you and Courtney still a thing? And he's like, yeah. I was like, do you like her? And he's like, yeah, I really do. And I'm like, okay. And I whip out my little clear packet with all my fake money in it. And I'm like, how many of these do I need to give you for you to break up with her and set me up with her? And he's like, 40. Done deal. So I take out my money, fold it up, hand it to him. It looks like a drug deal just went down.
Did you have a lot of money? Was 40 a lot?
Yeah, I maybe had like 60.
Oh, okay. Wow.
So I take out the money, I fold it up, I slip it to him. It looks like a drug deal's going down in the back corner of this classroom.
But it's much worse.
Bro, lunchtime comes around. And we usually sat together at lunch. He's not there. I'm sitting down and I'm waiting. And then I see him, like I see Courtney across the cafeteria and I see him walk up to her, break up with her, and then point at me. And then she looks up and then he literally brought her over.
That's so fucked.
And like that was the first time we ever talked. And she was my girlfriend. And dude, we dated for like the entire rest of the time I was there.
She just went along with it? Did she have no pride?
Like,
did he give her some of the money?
I don't know. But we became like a thing. And like her sister Patricia was like, she was cool. Like we'd go to the playground and they play like the twin joke on me. And like I'd go up to
Jason had two girlfriends. Damn it.
Dude, I'd go up to Courtney and she'd be like, no, I'm Patricia. Courtney's over there. And then I go over to Patricia and she's like, no, I'm Patricia. Courtney's over there. Dude. And they lived in a neighborhood that was like just far away enough for like my parents to not let me like ride my bike over there because there was like a registered sex offender between us or something.
Shit.
So I could never go over to her house. Well, the last day of school before summer, she walks up to me before she goes to get on the bus and she gives me a note and it says like to Jason with a heart.
Aww.
And she said, hey, don't open this until you get home. And this is the last day of school. I'm like, this is the last day I'm going to see her until the next year. And I said, okay. And then I think she gave me a kiss on the cheek, which is the first time she ever did anything like that. And then she left. And my impatient little ass, as soon as she got out of sight, opened the note. And it just says, I love you.
Aww.
It's like, oh my God. And now I'm never going to see her until the next year. And I was so sad. But like, we had each other's email.
Not phone number, email. Okay.
We didn't have phones, bro. We didn't have any phones.
I signed yearbooks with my parents' phone number, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I had her email. So I went home and I emailed her. I got your note. I love you too, blah, 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 all sappy. Dude, we exchanged emails for months back and forth, like throughout the entire summer. And the new school year begins. And like, we're doing this. Oh, over the summer, I moved away.
To me.
No, I moved back to East Texas.
Damn, you're getting passed around.
And then I went part of that school year in East Texas. And then I moved to you.
Yay!
So basically I moved back home to East Texas and like we're emailing and stuff. It's a few weeks into the school year. She sends me an email and she's like, it's over. And I'm like, what? Oh, hold on, back up. There was a wedding and I went to this wedding for, I think it was my cousin or something like that. And we had some like family friends invited and they had a daughter and she was like 15 at the time. And I was like 10. And at that wedding, like me and Courtney are still a thing. And at that wedding, I ended up dancing with a 15-year-old, which was our family friend's daughter. And I felt so guilty about that I went home and I emailed Courtney and I said, hey, I'm so sorry, but I was at a family event, I was at a wedding, and I danced with a 15-year-old. And she was mad. So a couple of weeks into the school year, she emails me back and she's like, we're done. And I'm like, what? And she's like, I'm dating Isaiah now. And I'm like, no.
Did you know Isaiah?
Dude, Isaiah.
I love all this fourth grade drama. Honestly, I eat this shit up.
Everybody always called him Monkey Boy because he always was on the monkey bars at the school.
I spilled my root beer.
Like we had the monkey bars at the playground and he was like, like he was so fast at it. So my ass is like, what? No, you can't. You're leaving me for Monkey Boy? I can't believe you. And then she just stopped responding. And like, I was so heartbroken and they kept emailing and emailing and emailing. And then I think that her dad like logged onto her email and saw that I was emailing and sent me like a drunken, like, fuck you email.
Oh, Jason, have I never heard any of this shit?
Dude, he sent me this drunken email. It was like broken English, like mad stuff. And like, I was like, I think I'm done seeing Courtney.
Oh my God. I'm not drinking root beer ever again.
You got to stop.
Yeah, dude, I have an addiction. You get 24 packs for $7 each at Vons. I wrote down another fifth grade thing, and I'm really scared to ask you this one.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, okay, so here's the thing. In fifth grade, so basically we were like in these little like portable things.
Yeah.
Fifth grade was the only one, because that's how strong fifth grade hormones are. They can't be connected to the rest of the school. 1 through 4th grade, kindergarten, preschool. 6th grade, they were all inside the school, but 5th grade was kept its own thing separate from the school.
Yeah, I remember that.
So there's 3 classes. There is science, math, and English. And you have a homeroom. Our homeroom was English.
Mm-hmm.
And then after homeroom, when you do the I Pledge Allegiance, you hear all the morning announcements, all that stuff. Everyone would go outside of the portables, and then you would all line up by what class you started off with. So I started off with science. Someone else started off with English. Someone else started off with fucking other one. I forgot what it was. Math. This one morning, we're standing out there. We're all lined up facing one wall, getting ready to enter our classrooms. I leaned forward and I peeked at everyone else. And I looked to my left and I looked to my right. And I was like,
yeah,
wait a second. I was like, how come I'm not in class with my smart friends? Like in homeroom, I have all my smart friends that I cheat off of. And I was like, they're all on my right. That's weird.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, how come I'm not having class with like the dumb kids that scream a bunch? And I look over, I'm like, they're all on my left. And I was like, these motherfuckers have us organized by how smart we are. And I was like, that's so fucked. I was like,
oh my God.
Thank God I'm in the middle group. And, everyone in the smart group's looking at me like, look at those dumbasses. He might figure it out soon.
They watched you come into self-awareness. Like, next year he's going to be with us.
Yeah. Next year,
it finally clicked.
Start doing the AP classes. I was always like, too dumb to really follow along to AP, but I was always the smartest one. I'm always in that little middle threshold. Jason, I'm scared to ask you, where were you standing? Were you on my left? Were you next to me? Or were you on my right?
I'm not going to lie. I don't remember.
I know we had homeroom together, so that's how we were best friends.
Which one was the left group?
Left group are the dummies, Jason.
I'm not going to lie, bro. I don't remember, which it leads me to believe
you were in the dumb group.
I might have been on the left.
Do you think this sounds pathetic that I really missed the 5th grade?
No, I mean, it's just a nostalgic time.
Yeah.
That I don't remember for some reason.
Yeah. It changes you. That's why I remember these days.
Yeah.
Also, David, if you're listening, I'm sorry I said you look like the honey bun kid, but when I saw that meme a long time ago, I was like, that looks like David. If you're listening, tell me your side of the story. Why did you pee on me? And then Courtney, Jason wants to apologize for cheating on you.
I didn't cheat. I danced with another girl.
Thank you so much for listening to the Bird Bones podcast. While you got your phone in your hand and you're queuing up another episode, why don't you also queue up Jason's song of the week?
My song of the week is going to be Straight Up and Down by the Jonestown Massacre. You can find that song as well as a bunch of other bangers on our playlist called Bird Bones Bangers. We add new music every time we release an episode, and it's certified bangers only.
It's definitely like a polished playlist. It's beautiful. I love it. And then also, if you want to become a certified bird boner, all you gotta do is follow us on Spotify or Apple iTunes, however you listen to podcasts. Rate us honestly, worst being a 4-star, best being a 5-star, and tell your friends about the podcast. share the word. If you listen to one of these stories and they make you laugh, say, hey man, listen to this podcast. It's only 30 minutes long. Get the word out.
Yeah, dude. Tell your mom.
Tell your mom. Next time on Bird Bones. He gets right to work. He's like, hey, how's it going? He starts putting on gloves. He's licking his lips. He's getting ready. He's like, take off your pants.
Oh, he's licking his lips.